SMT Nation, we back. Nation, in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the quarter reports and earnings from both AT&T and Verizon and how I think this is going to influence the T-Mobile numbers that come out next week. At the time of this recording, we're about 6 days out from T-Mobile disclosing their earnings. But when you have the first two of the three, it kind of gives you some insight, potentially, a little bit speculative, but could impact what we see from T-Mobile. We can kind of predict that and speculate on it in this video. A link for the AT&T results for the quarter I'll provide. It's the basis of today's video. I'll provide a link for that in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. I want to start off the video by saying I'm not concerned about the T-Mobile earnings. There's going to be a lot of good things from the Q2 2024 for T-Mobile. And the reason I know that is because that's historically been what T-Mobile does. They are growers. They have improved their free cash flow. They've improved their network. They're gaining share in new places they typically haven't. I'm not concerned. This is not, the sky is falling. This is nothing like that. But the results from AT&T tell us something, and I think it's worth evaluating. So for starters, AT&T had a monster quarter with huge postpaid phone net adds, 419,000. For what it's worth, Verizon also seems to have stabilized their quarter two as well, right? They're not losing as many customers as they used to. They're still growing in some aspects, so basically what I'm saying is it's going to be a more competitive quarter than it has been in the past. AT&T's churn rate came in at 0.70. Churn is a metric of customer retention, people staying with a company. People aren't going anywhere. They are staying with AT&T. They came in at 0.70. That's going to be industry leading. Nobody's coming close. Verizon came in at 0.85, which is historically, in the recent history, been pretty standard for most carriers not named AT&T. Okay, now, T-Mobile has had some churn spike over the course of the last couple of quarters. Not concerning, but worth noting. We've seen them exceed 0.85, 0.89, 0.87, 0.90. With AT&T's churn being so incredibly low, it could potentially mean that T-Mobile's might be a little higher than we might expect. So that's something worth noting. I think additionally what we also have to discuss here is AT&T, for what it's worth, has had multiple breaches, hacks, cybersecurity incidents, and network outages with calls failing and network access being, but it has not impacted their churn. They've also increased pricing recently and renamed plans and not really done much to the plans, given some extra data hotspot or higher priority data or whatever, but they're still ultra low, right? So the only way, to really compete based on what AT&T is showing us is having great device promotions. T-Mobile does this sometimes, right? They get aggressive from time to time. T-Mobile also, for the more expensive plans, the $100 plan will give you great deals on phones and trade-ins and all that, right? But that's going to be, I think, what tells us about the success of the T-Mobile quarter is what's going to be the churn rate is something we got to monitor. The standard right now is AT&T. What AT&T is doing is through devices. T-Mobile isn't as aggressive, but they do pick their spots, and they do have some good promotions that are mostly focused around premium plans. What makes AT&T unique is that all plans get the same deals. New and existing customers get the same deals. T-Mobile doesn't do it to the same scale. Neither does Verizon, and it shows in the upgrade rates. Now, the thing about T-Mobile that makes them attractive is they're now pricing themselves as the best in the industry. Look at the advertisements. Everything is focused on price again. What we might be seeing is T-Mobile reverting back to its old ways, trying to beat on price because the other networks have gotten better, because the other network providers are getting more aggressive with promotions. Again, the sky is not falling at T-Mobile. They will compete. They've been the best at this for the last 10 years. So I'm not concerned. I'm just saying this could show itself in the quarter two earnings. Might have to temper expectations a bit. I think also additionally, it could be an indication of them changing how they kind of play out Q3, getting more aggressive promotionally, getting more aggressive on the advertising side. We may see them shift focus a little bit. AT&T taking the fight to T-Mobile in growth. Verizon getting involved as well. That's going to make T-Mobile have to be a little bit more active and could kind of impact some of their numbers moving forward. We'll see the results next week. What do you guys think? What are your predictions for T-Mobile, knowing what we know now and how things are playing out? Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.